Hello viewers. Hello viewers. Welcome to Literary Concepts. Today's topic is the sonnet. Now let us try to learn about the sonnet. The sonnet first appeared in Italy in the later of the 13th century. So the sonnet was appeared in Italy first and late when in the later part of the 13th century. In the latter part of the 13th century. It is particularly associated with the name of the great Italian poet Petrarch. So it was particularly associated with Italian poet Petrarch. So the word sonnet is derived from the Italian word sonetto, which means a little sound or strain. The sonnet word is derived from Italian word sonetto, which means the meaning a little sound. Sonetto means a little sound or strain. Strain means here tune, a little tune. So that is the meaning of the word sonnet. It was originally a short poem. The sonnet is a short poem recited to the accompaniment of music. In the company of music while playing. Okay, so while reciting a poem, sonnet, so music is also played in the combination. So that is about sonnet introduction. Now let us try to understand the first type of sonnet, that is Italian and Petrarchan sonnet. From its brilliant use by Petrarch, the Italian sonnet is often known as the Petrarchan sonnet. The Italian writer, Petrarch, he used the sonnet form brilliantly, excellently, so marvelously. So he used it. So because of that, the Italian sonnet is named after the Petrarch. So that's why Italian sonnet is also called the Petrarchan sonnet. Sometimes this Italian sonnet or the Petrarchan sonnet is also called the classical sonnet. So this is the Italian sonnet is being model which other countries followed later. So it is also called a classical sonnet. The Italian sonnet is also called as a classical sonnet, and this model was followed by other country writers, poets in later part. Understand? So, therefore, the Italian sonnet is a short poem of 14 lines. Generally, the sonnet is a short poem of 14 lines expressing one single thought or feeling. So, here in this sonnet, it expresses only one single thought. It confined to one particular thought or one particular feeling. So it is a poem of 14 lines. So this 14 lines are divided into two parts. So one is an octave, a stanza of 8 lines. An octave is a stanza of 8 lines. The second part is a sestet, a stanza of 6 lines. The octave has two rhymes. For example, say A and B are two rhymes and arranged according to the following scheme. In this scheme, as it is highlighted, AB, BA, AB, BA. So, in that scheme, in that manner, the rhymes are arranged in octave. But in the sestet sometimes has three rhymes and sometimes two rhymes. So as the scheme is follows: CDE, CDE, or CDC, DCD, or CDE, or DCE. So this is how the sustet rhymes arranged. Understand the sustet rhymes arranged in that manner. So octave is a 8 lines of stanza. Sustet is 6 lines of stanza. The octave may be divided into two stanzas of 4 lines. The octave further divided into two stanzas of 4 lines. So each stanza contains 4 lines. So that is the 4 lines, each called quatrains. So octave is divided into two stanzas, and each stanza contains 4 lines, and that each stanza called quatrains. The sestet further divided into 3 lines. Okay, so sestet into two of 3 lines, that is also divided into two parts, but each part has 3 lines. Okay, each 3 lines, the 3 lines stanza is called tercets. The 3 lines stanza is called tercets. At the end of the octave, after the eighth line, there is a well marked pause. It is also called a caesura. Understand? So that is a break point. So that caesura is indicated by the punctuation and by a space. So after the eighth line, you find a well marked pause. There is a pause. There is a break. So that is what is called caesura, and it is indicated by the punctuation and by a space. The octave makes the first part of the sonnet. The octave makes the statement. So the octave makes a statement, that is an opinion, maybe a message, maybe a comment, and the sestet, the second part of the sonnet, the sestet illustrates that statement, that explains that statement. So there is a turn in the thought after the eighth line. So when the poem, okay, from octave to sestet, means in the eighth line of the poem, you find there is a turn in the thought. There is a shift in the thought. Understand? For example, John Milton's sonnet, "When the assault was intended to the city," is a good example for it. For Italian sonnet. Next, the English sonnet, it is also called the Shakespearean sonnet. The sonnet was introduced into England in the first half of the 16th century by Sir Thomas Watt and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. These are the two English politicians. The two English politicians, Sir Thomas Watt and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, they introduced the sonnet form into England in the first half of the 16th century. They used this form, means they used this sonnet form for pleasure. For their pleasure, they used it. So Surrey, Earl of Surrey, adopted a rhyme scheme widely different from Italian model. Different from the Italian model. He introduced a new rhyme scheme into sonnet in England. So he wrote his sonnets in three quatrains. Quatrains, 4 lines in a particular stanza. So in alternate rhymes, followed by a concluding couplet. So here in English sonnet, you find a three quatrains and at the end a concluding couplet. The scheme is like this, as highlighted: A B A B, C D C D, E F EF, GG, that is couplet. So AB, CD, EF, these are three quatrains, and GG is a concluding couplet. So this form is brilliantly used, splendidly used by the greatest uh, dramatist and poet, Shakespeare. So that's why this sonnet is also called, the English sonnet is also called as Shakespearean sonnet. The example of Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet is Shakespeare's sonnet Remembrance. I hope you understand. So next, one more variety you find in England. Okay, that is the Spenserian variety, the Spenserian sonnet. Edmund Spenser, English poet, so he evolved a new variety, a new kind of sonnet, in which each of the quatrains was linked to the other by an intermixture of the rhymes in the following way, in the following manner. So each quatrain was linked to the other one. Okay, each stanza is linked to the another stanza in a intermixing rhymes. Understand? For example, the rhyme scheme is like this: AB, BC, CD, and EE. So that is the rhyme scheme of Spenserian sonnet. So in generally in the sonnets, the themes we find: love, human feelings, and experiences are the subject matter of the sonnet. So these are the three main themes which we find in sonnets in common. So one is love, the second one is human feelings, and experiences. Human experiences are the subject matter of the sonnet. So here some of the popular sonneteers are there who used the sonnet form extensively. Understand? So John Milton, okay, John Donne, Wordsworth, Keats, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Christina Rossetti, Dante Gabriel Rossetti, W.B. Yeats, Robert Frost, W.H. Auden, Dylan Thomas, including the Shakespeare. Understand? So all these great stalwarts, they used the sonnet form extensively, and they wrote many sonnets. So these are the popular sonneteers of English literature. I hope you understood the basic concept of sonnet. So thank you very much.